All right. Hey guys, we are going to learn about some financial literacy. So what my plan is to give you a video lesson. It's going to be pretty quick, 10 to 12 minutes that you will watch and fill in the notes in your booklet that you've picked up today. And then you can do the homework that goes with it, just so that you're familiar with the vocabulary, and all the things that you need to do to be financially literate, right? To kind of understand how to spend money, use money, save money, go to school, the benefits of having, more education versus less education. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first lesson is comparing salaries. So when you look at your paper, the amount of schooling or education that you attend can impact the salary you have, and the potential to earn, right? So basically what that's saying is the more school you go to, the better chance you have of earning more. There are 4 different levels of education. The first one is high school. That's a 4-year secondary school where you're awarded a high school diploma. There is vocational school, which is a school in which you learn a trade, or a skill that is specific. So like a car mechanic or plumbing or welding. These are things that you can do at a vocational school. Also like makeup, hair and beauty, that can also be vocational. The next one is an associate's degree. It's a 2-year post-secondary school where you can earn credit for the first 2 years of a 4-year university, and then the last one is a bachelor's degree. And this is where you go to a 4-year college and earn a degree. You can do it right after high school, or you can do it later. And you usually have a major where you're going to go into that field. So for me, like I went to a 4-year, I have a bachelor's degree in education. Now you know that my husband's going to watch Game of Thrones, and I am not. Oh, and the last one is professional school. These degrees vary, but this is like when you would finish college and you want to be a doctor or a dentist, or an architect. You go to more school when you're done. And so those are the different levels of education, right? In order from least, right, to greatest as far as how long you have to go to school. Okay? So make sure as we're going, you're filling in these pieces of information. So something that you might have to do is kind of look at the different things. Okay, so let's talk about Bethany. She wants to go into the healthcare field. And so she's kind of doing some research to see what would she have to do that could do with nursing. And so you can see all the options she has. Here's vocational school. Nope. Okay, so you've got vocational school. Remember, that's the one that you can learn to do something specific, like in your field, like plumbing or a car mechanic. This is an associate's degree, so this is like 2 years, right? Bachelor's degree is 4, and then this is like extra. This is where you go to get that extra, like if you're going to be a doctor, and even then, yeah, it goes further. So it just simple questions are: how much more will Bethany earn each year with a bachelor's degree instead of an associate's degree? So if you look, this is what she's going to earn, right? So it is super important that you line up your decimals, right? So there's a decimal point there. And if I'm doing how much more, remember that's key that I'm going to be subtracting. And so I'm just going to show you, remember she's going to go to bachelor's versus associate. So we're going to take this one. And so then we're going to subtract. Okay? So you can go ahead and do that. And you can tell me, what do you get? When I'm done, this is what you should get. So she's going to make $24,000, $24,360 more if she were to go to a 4-year school as opposed to a 2-year school. Okay, so there are benefits to going to additional schooling, right? You make more money. It is just kind of like a fact. So then what about how much would she earn over a 10-year period if she decides to be a nurse practitioner instead of an RN? Okay, so you're looking at this and you're thinking, yikes, it's a lot of math. But really, guys, when I multiply by 10, all you have to do is take whatever it is and add a 0. So if she wants to be a nurse practitioner, so here it is, over 10 years, she's going to make this much, okay, which is $1 million, $74,600, okay? Now, if she becomes an RN, that's this one, then she would make 68,000, no, rewind, 450, and then you add a 0. So that would be 684,000. So then if you subtract those, right, because that's going to give you how much more will she make over 10 years. Now, guys, all I did to multiply by 10 was I just added a 0 on the end. You just add a 0. That's a pattern of 10. And so what's the difference? $390,000 difference if she were to become a nurse practitioner over a RN, okay? And so then it says, what conclusions can you draw about the relationships between education and salary? Basically, we need to understand, that in the nursing field, the more education you receive, the higher your salary. Just, that's kind of the general gist, is that when you're trying to do nursing, the more school you go to, the more money you make, okay? Okay, so here on this page, this next chart, it gives you like 5 different jobs. So you have an electrician, okay, an air traffic controller. These are the people that kind of tell the airplanes when they can take off and when they can't. This is a freight agent. I think that's like a truck driver. This is a construction manager. And then this is a dental hygienist. So these are the people that clean your teeth when you go to the dentist, okay? And so the first thing that you have to do is fill in the table. So I just told you a shortcut for multiplying by 10. Do you guys remember what it was? Yep. In order to multiply by 10, you literally just add a 0 onto the end of each of the numbers. That is, you don't have to do the math. You don't have to panic. If it says times 10, you just add a 0 and change your commas, okay? So that's what it would be for 10 years. Now, guys, to do 30 years, the pattern works the same. I can take this number, okay, and I'm just going to show you one of these. I'm going to multiply by 3, okay, and that gives me, okay, and then because it was 30, I'm just going to add on a 0, okay, and I'm going to put my commas where they go, and I should get 1,581,600. 581,600. So when let's go write that down and let's see if Miss Deagle was right. It is kind of late Sunday. Yikes, somebody just slammed a door. And so there we go. We did it right. So all you have to do for this is multiply, let's get a pen back. All you have to do for this is multiply by 3 and then add a 0. Okay? Add a 0. And so then I'll let you guys fill in the rest of those. And so once you have that, once you have all your answers, okay, so I'm going to move this over here out of my way. Okay, this is where you do math, okay? How much more will an electrician make than a freight over a period of 10 years? A freight agent. So again, here's an electrician, here's a freight agent. I have to take those two values over the 10-year time, and I have to subtract them, okay? So again, guys, this is practicing just that basic math that you've been doing since 3rd grade, okay? Minus 419. Just remember, you always want that bigger number to go on top so that all the subtraction will work. And then when you do this, you should get 108,000, okay? So what I want you to do is pause the video, and I want you to try to solve these next 2 problems. Okay, so you should get the answers. Let's just go ahead and check, make sure you did it right. Oh, This one should be 163,900, and this one should be 2,090,700. Okay, so an air traffic controller is going to make a lot more money than an electrician over a 30-year period. So if you think about that, that's 30 years. That's like as long as you would work, right? I've been teaching for 19 years. So, you know, by the time I've been teaching 30 years, I'll be close to being able to retire. So if you think about it, that's a lot of money to make when you're getting ready to retire. Okay, so let's look at these last two problems. It says Paolo is interested in the architecture field. He is considering the education required and the corresponding salary. How much more would he make if he gets a bachelor's degree in architecture over a 30-year career? Okay, so again, if he gets a bachelor's, here's the bachelor's degree. This is what he makes. So we're going to take that and we're going to multiply it by 3. Okay, because who wants to multiply by double digits? That 0 is just going to come right down. 0, 9, 27, 27, 28, 29, 21, 22, 23. So we're going to put in our commas. So we should get 2,397,000. Oh, just kidding. Let's see what I did wrong. Okay, I know what I did wrong. I forgot to subtract. So you need to multiply this one. I was right. This one by 30. Also this one by 30. And then you have to subtract. And when you do that, you should get, this is the difference. So he would make this much more if he got a bachelor's degree. So 2 more years of school will give him $703,500. So number 4 says the average salaries of 3 different industries are shown below. Based on the information, how much more will someone in the marketing industry make than someone in the education industry over a period of 10 years? Okay, 10 years, there's that key. We're just going to add a 0 onto each of these. Okay, and so we're going to look at marketing and education. Okay, and then we're going to subtract those. And so when I subtract my new number, right, it's 85,690,000. So 856,900 minus 487,100. I should get 369,800. So that's a big difference to go from marketing to education. So the money is a big difference for that degree. Okay, so now you've kind of watched how these work. This is really just kind of adding, subtracting, a little bit of multiplying. Remember, if you multiply by 10, you simply add a 0. If you multiply by 30, you can multiply by 3 and then add the 0. Okay, so there's a page after this, and you can go ahead and work on that and get some practice with this skill. I hope you guys had fun.